Hey there, it's Sarah, author, speaker, and advocate for sustainable healing. Welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are new here, welcome. I hope you find the information and resources useful. And for those of you who have been with me for some time, thank you for your continued support and welcome back. Please make sure to like and share my videos as well as hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already so that you never miss a weekly update. So this month we're going to be talking about kind of the more subtle signs that one has been abused by a pathological narcissist. So it may not always be easy to determine whether you've been victimized by a narcissist. While you may feel as if something is simply off in the relationship, it can be difficult to fully understand what went wrong and when. Even if you can pinpoint what's different within yourself because of your experiences, it tends to be much harder to identify the initial source. So if you've been in a toxic partnership, and you're trying to comprehend what it means exactly to be victimized by a pathological narcissist, there are a few signs to be on the lookout for. So all too often when victims of abuse start to self-reflect on how their lives have changed for the worse and why everything has altered internally, they begin to search for answers concerning how they've changed. So this inevitably turns into how they need to change to make things right again. So they may scour the web for solutions based on symptoms that they're experiencing, usually anxiety and paranoia, depression, confusion, and a whole host of other emotions that are unsettling. And results will produce suggestions for how the individual can self-improve, which may be helpful, but it doesn't answer why the person is feeling this way to begin with. So only by understanding the source of these symptoms can someone actually heal sustainably. So what are some of these symptoms that are indicative of narcissistic abuse victimization? First, victims tend to be plagued by an overwhelming feeling of self-doubt. They're never able to say or do anything right with their toxic partner. Instead, they're gaslighted to the fullest extent, made to believe that they're wrong in every respect. And this inevitably causes the victim to cast doubt on everything they say and do. Typically, the partnership will get to the point in which the victim will begin to ask their toxic partner what they should do or how they should proceed in any given situation. Because the victim is sure they are not able to do anything right, a sense of helplessness tends to creep in. And this helplessness resides within the individual impacted by narcissistic abuse and is very, very difficult to shake. In fact, it often lingers long enough to morph into hopelessness, which carries with it unsettling consequences, such as clinical depression and post-traumatic stress disorder. Narcissistic abuse also tends to lead to social withdrawal. Victims feel a whole host of uncomfortable emotions tied to their decision to engage with a narcissist to begin with. So they commonly feel shame, guilt, remorse, and an overwhelming sense of being trapped without a way out. They feel as if they should have known better than to enter into the situation to begin with, and they're afraid of being judged by others who also know them and they feel like they will think the same thing. So another reason for individuals who are in a toxic relationship with a narcissist to isolate is that they're afraid someone who cares for them will tell them that they actually need to leave. This is a tough pill to swallow if you're not ready to leave a narcissist. It can be very difficult to break free from this type of relationship. Not only is the victim made to be completely dependent on their partner, so they're caught in this consistent and constant cycle of questioning the narcissist's intent, but they usually understand that leaving can be downright dangerous. So once escape has crossed the mind of the victim, they have seen at that point their partner's true colors, and this can be very frightening. Confronting an individual who has been in this situation and telling them that they have to up and leave is usually met with a negative result. So commonly the victim will become more determined to stay in the relationship and make things work out of the shame that they feel inside for entering into the situation to begin with. And they will then sever ties with the person who has called them out and tried to help them. So those who've experienced narcissistic abuse also tend, for this reason, to be highly anxious. This anxiety is more severe than what is typical in other anxiety disorders. It is a specific kind of paranoia and worry that greatly impacts the individual's functioning at every level. So there's a ton of anxiety when the victim is in the relationship, including that which is tied to ruminating on the fact that the relationship, if the relationship ends, what's going to happen? If the relationship doesn't end, what's going to happen? There's also profound anxiety over the unpredictability of the abuser's reactions to every situation and the victim's words and behaviors. So this causes an individual to chronically second guess everything they do, and this induces a stagnating sense of entrapment. So these are some of the primary signs that you or someone you know has endured narcissistic abuse. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, but it can only come with making the conscious decision to leave this relationship and to go entirely no contact. At that point, when you've made that decision to escape and you've successfully done so, you cannot have any kind of contact with a narcissistic abuser. Okay, you have to go entirely no contact and then work on healing from the inside out. So I hope this information was useful. Again, please make sure to like and share my videos, as well as hit the subscribe bell if you haven't done so already, so that you never miss a weekly update. And I will see you again very soon. Thank you.